Have you ever noticed how a simple greeting can tell you so much more than just hello? The way a man greets you isn't just a formality. It's a glimpse into his emotions, his thoughts, and even his level of interest in you. Most people overlook this, thinking that a greeting is just a casual exchange of words. But in reality, a greeting is often the first and most honest reflection of how someone truly feels about you. The tone of his voice, the way his eyes meet yours, the warmth or hesitation in his expression, all of these are subtle but powerful clues about his emotional state. If you've ever wondered whether a man is genuinely happy to see you, or if he's just being polite, the answer is often hidden in that very first moment of interaction. Some men greet with enthusiasm, their eyes lighting up the moment they see you. Others keep their tone neutral, their energy subdued, as if the greeting is merely an obligation. What makes the difference? It's all about emotional investment. A man who truly values you will greet you in a way that shows it. His body language, his expression, and even the way he positions himself around you will speak volumes. On the other hand, if he is emotionally distant, his greeting will lack warmth and engagement. Understanding these signals can help you see the truth behind someone's words. It can reveal unspoken emotions and help you determine the depth of your connection with someone. And it's not just about romantic relationships. This applies to friendships, family connections, and even professional interactions. Let's take Sarah, a 58-year-old woman who had been married for over 30 years. Lately, she felt that her husband, Mark, had become distant. He still said, "Good morning" and "good night," but something felt off. One day, she decided to really pay attention to the way he greeted her. She noticed that when he was distracted or stressed, his greeting was short and mechanical. But on days when he was relaxed and happy, he would make eye contact, smile, and ask about her day. That small shift made her realize that his emotions were still there, just buried under everyday stress. A greeting might seem like a small thing, but it holds a powerful truth. It can reveal affection, admiration, and even longing. It can also expose distance, indifference, or emotional withdrawal. So today, we're going to break it down. What does a man's greeting really say about his feelings? How can you tell if he truly cares? And what are the signs that go beyond just words? Let's dive into the details and uncover the hidden meaning behind the way a man greets you. The first few seconds of any interaction set the tone for the entire relationship. Whether it's a brief hello or a warm embrace, the way a man greets you reveals more than you might realize. A greeting is more than just words. It's a reflection of how someone truly perceives you. A man who greets you with genuine excitement sees you as someone valuable in his life. On the other hand, if his greeting is flat or indifferent, it may indicate emotional distance. Think about the last time someone greeted you with warmth and enthusiasm. How did that make you feel? Now compare that to a time when someone greeted you with a lack of energy or effort. The difference is undeniable. There are 3 key factors that determine the depth of a man's greeting. 1. Tone of voice. A man's voice naturally changes when he is emotionally engaged. If his tone is lively, warm, or slightly deeper when he greets you, it suggests he is happy to see you. If his voice is monotone or lacks energy, it could mean he is not emotionally invested at the moment. 2. Eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most telling indicators of a person's emotions. A man who makes strong, lingering eye contact while greeting you is showing genuine interest. If his eyes shift away quickly or he avoids eye contact, it might indicate discomfort, disinterest, or emotional distance. 3. Body language. The way he positions himself when greeting you speaks volumes. Does he lean in slightly, signaling engagement? Does he smile naturally, or is his expression forced? If a man stands stiffly, crosses his arms, or keeps his distance, he may not be fully open to the interaction. Let's take an example. Imagine Linda, a 62-year-old woman who recently reconnected with an old friend, James. Every time they met, James greeted her with enthusiasm. His tone was warm, his smile was natural, and he always leaned in slightly when talking to her. Linda never had to guess whether James enjoyed her company. It was evident in the way he greeted her. Now compare that to another situation. Linda also had a colleague, Robert, who greeted her the same way every time, brief, neutral, and without much engagement. He wasn't rude, but his greeting lacked warmth. Over time, Linda realized that simply didn't feel a deep connection with her, and their conversations remained surface level. These small details may seem insignificant, but they hold the key to understand the unspoken emotions behind every interaction. When a man greets you with warmth and engagement, he is signaling that you matter to him, and when he doesn't, he may be emotionally unavailable or simply indifferent. The next time someone greets you, pay attention. Notice the tone, the eye contact, and the body language. These small cues often reveal more than words ever could. Sign 1: excited energy. One of the clearest signs that a man is emotionally invested in you is the energy he brings to his greeting. When a man greets you with enthusiasm, it's not just politeness. It's an indication of his excitement to see you. Think about it. When we truly care about someone, our emotions naturally spill into our actions. Our voice becomes livelier, our expressions become more animated, and our body language reflects our excitement. A man who greets you with genuine enthusiasm might smile broadly when he sees you, not just with his lips but with his whole face. Use an upbeat or warm tone in his voice. Open his arms slightly or lean toward you, showing openness. Immediately engage in conversation, asking how you are rather than just offering a quick hello. Compare this to someone who greets you with low energy, a forced smile, a monotone voice, or even just a brief nod. That difference is important. When someone values your presence, their body and voice naturally reflect it. Let's look at an example. Susan, a 59-year-old woman, was unsure if her longtime friend Mark had feelings for her. He always greeted her warmly, but was it just friendliness or something more? One day, she paid closer attention. Every time she entered the room, Mark's entire expression changed. His eyes lit up, he straightened his posture, and his voice carried a certain eagerness. He never just said hi and moved on. He always found a way to extend the conversation, asking about her day, her interests, or making playful comments. Susan realized something. Mark's greetings were filled with excitement, not obligation, and that was a clear sign of emotional investment. On the other hand, Susan also had a colleague, Daniel, who always greeted her with a simple hey and moved on. There was no shift in his tone, no change in his expression. He was polite but detached. That told her everything she needed to know. Daniel saw her as just another coworker, while Mark truly valued her presence. Why does this matter? When a man greets you with enthusiasm, it means he genuinely enjoys your presence and looks forward to seeing you. He feels comfortable expressing positive emotions around you. He wants to build a connection, not just exchange pleasantries. So, next time a man greets you, notice his energy. Does he brighten up? Does he engage beyond the basic hello? If so, he's not just being polite, he's emotionally invested in you. Sign 2: direct eye contact. They say that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to understanding a man's emotions, this couldn't be more true. The way a man makes eye contact when he greets you can reveal his level of emotional investment. A man who is genuinely happy to see you will hold eye contact longer than usual. His eyes won't just meet yours out of politeness. There will be warmth, attentiveness, and a sense of connection. Here's what to look for. Sustained eye contact. If his eyes linger on yours for an extra moment, it's a sign that he's engaged and present in the moment. Softened expression. His eyes may slightly crinkle at the corners, a natural reaction to genuine happiness. Pupil dilation. When someone is attracted to you or emotionally invested, their pupils tend to dilate slightly. Frequent glances. If he looks at you, then looks away, then looks back again, it can be a sign of nervous excitement. Now, let's consider the opposite. If a man greets you but quickly looks away, avoids eye contact, or seems distracted, it may indicate disinterest. He's simply going through the motions. Discomfort. He may be hiding something or feeling awkward. Lack of emotional connection. He does not feel strongly enough to engage with you on a deeper level. Example: how eye contact reveals emotion. Take the story of Margaret, a 61-year-old widow who had recently started dating again. She was interested in a man named Paul, but she wasn't sure if he felt the same way. One evening at a social gathering, she paid attention to how Paul greeted her. Unlike the other men who offered quick nods or casual waves, Paul locked eyes with her the moment she walked in. His smile was genuine, and he didn't just glance at her. He held her gaze as if savoring the moment. Throughout their conversation, Paul's eyes remained fixed on hers. He didn't look around the room, check his phone, or seem distracted. He was fully present, and that told Margaret everything she needed to know. Contrast this with another man at the event, James. When he greeted Margaret, he smiled politely but barely looked at her. His eyes darted around the room, as if he was searching for someone else to talk to. That was a clear indication that his interest in her was minimal. Why is eye contact so important? It builds trust. People who maintain eye contact are perceived as more sincere and confident. It creates a deeper connection. Looking into someone's eyes strengthens emotional bonds. It reveals hidden feelings. Even if a man doesn't verbalize his emotions, his eyes will often tell the truth. So next time a man greets you, don't just listen to his words, watch his eyes. If his gaze is steady, warm, and full of presence, you can be sure he values your presence too. Sign genuine smile. A smile is one of the most powerful and natural ways to communicate emotions. When a man greets you, the way he smiles can reveal whether he truly enjoys your presence or if he is simply being polite. A genuine smile is more than just an upward curve of the lips. It's an expression of joy that extends to the eyes, body, and even tone of voice. Here's how to distinguish a real smile from a fake one. A true smile reaches the eyes. This is called a Duchenne smile, where the muscles around the eyes contract slightly, creating small crow's feet. His face brightens up naturally. A real smile isn't forced. It happens effortlessly when he sees you. His body reflects his happiness. He may lean in slightly, relax his shoulders, or even gesture warmly. The smile lasts longer. A fake smile tends to disappear quickly, while a genuine one lingers for a few extra seconds. The difference between a genuine and a polite smile is quick, minimal, and doesn't reach the eyes. It's often used in professional settings or casual interactions where there's no deep emotional connection. A genuine smile appears naturally when someone is happy to see you and feels comfortable in your presence. Example: the power of a real smile. Let's take Nancy, a 60-year-old retired teacher who had been spending time with two different men in her social circle, John and Peter. Every time Nancy entered the room, John's entire expression changed. His smile was instant, full, and warm. His eyes lit up, and he always made sure to greet her with enthusiasm. It was clear that John enjoyed her company and felt genuine happiness whenever he saw her. On the other hand, Peter would offer a small, polite smile, but it never reached his eyes. It felt more like a social obligation rather than an expression of real excitement. He was always pleasant, but his greeting lacked warmth and emotion. Nancy didn't need to ask how John and Peter felt. Their smiles already told her everything she needed to know. Why does a man's smile matter? It's an unfiltered response. People can control their words, but facial expressions often reveal true emotions. It builds emotional warmth. A man who smiles genuinely when he greets you sees you as someone important in his life. It shows comfort and connection. If a man smiles naturally and effortlessly, he feels at ease around you. What to look for in his smile? Is it immediate and natural? Does it reach his eyes? Does it linger for more than just a second? Does his body language match the warmth of his smile? A real smile is a reflection of genuine emotion. If a man smiles wholeheartedly when he greets you, it means he's happy to see you, and that's something no words can fake. Sign for physical closeness. When a man greets you, the distance he maintains or closes can tell you a lot about his level of emotional connection. People naturally gravitate toward those they feel comfortable with, and a man who is genuinely interested in you will often reduce the physical space between you during a greeting. How physical closeness reveals his feelings. Leaning in. If he naturally leans toward you when saying hello, it's a sign that he feels at ease and engaged. Open body language. His arms are relaxed, his shoulders are squared toward you, and he positions himself to face you directly. Touch or gestures. Some men might lightly touch your shoulder, pat your back, or shake your hand with warmth. These subtle actions indicate a desire for connection. Proximity matters. If a man consistently stands closer than usual when greeting you, it suggests comfort and emotional investment. When a man keeps his distance, on the other hand, if a man greets you while standing further away than necessary, it might indicate a lack of emotional closeness, discomfort or hesitation in the relationship, a more formal or surface-level interaction. Some men are naturally reserved, so a lack of physical closeness doesn't always mean disinterest. However, consistent distance over time can signal emotional detachment. Example: 2 different greetings, 2 different meanings. Let's take Barbara, a 63-year-old woman who recently reconnected with an old friend, Stephen. Whenever Stephen greeted her, he always stepped in close, smiled, and made light physical gestures. A gentle touch on her arm, a warm handshake, or a slight lean forward. His body language showed that he was fully engaged in the moment and genuinely happy to see her. Meanwhile, Barbara also noticed how another acquaintance, Greg, greeted her. He kept his distance, his arms often crossed and his body slightly angled away. His greetings were polite, but his posture suggested a lack of emotional connection. By simply observing these greetings, Barbara realized that Stephen was emotionally invested in their friendship, while Greg was more reserved and distant. Why physical closeness matters: it reflects emotional warmth. People instinctively move closer to those they care about. It indicates a desire for connection. A man who subtly reduces distance is signaling engagement. It enhances trust and intimacy. The closer the greeting, the stronger the emotional bond. What to observe in his greeting: does he sit closer or remain distant? Does he have open or closed body language? Does he engage in subtle touch or gestures? Does his posture reflect warmth and engagement? A man's physical presence during a greeting is more than just a habit. It's a reflection of how he truly feels about you. Pay attention, because his body may be saying more than his words ever will. Signful teasing. One of the most subtle yet meaningful ways a man expresses interest through his greeting is through playful teasing. This kind of teasing isn't about being rude or hurtful. It's lighthearted, fun, and a way to create a deeper connection. When a man greets you with a playful remark, a joke, or a teasing comment, it's often a sign that he feels comfortable with you and enjoys your company. This is a common way men show affection, especially if they're trying to build rapport or flirt in a friendly, non-intimidating way. What playful teasing looks like in a greeting: a light joke about something familiar? Well, look who decided to brighten up the room today. Gently teasing you about a shared experience. Still running late as always, huh? With a smile. A playful challenge. I bet you missed me more than I missed you. Mock serious comments that invite conversation. Oh no, should I be worried? You look like you have something mischievous planned today. Why playful teasing is a sign of emotional investment: it signals comfort. If a man teases you in a lighthearted way, he feels relaxed and natural around you. It creates a sense of familiarity. Teasing strengthens emotional bonds and makes interactions more engaging. It's a form of flirting. Many men use humor as a way to express attraction and test compatibility. It invites engagement. A teasing remark often encourages a response, leading to longer and more meaningful conversations. When teasing becomes a sign of affection, let's look at Rachel, a 58-year-old woman who had recently developed a friendship with a man named Bill. Whenever Bill greeted her, he always found a way to make her laugh. If she wore a new scarf, he'd say, "Trying to impress someone today?" If she looked tired, he'd joke, "Did you stay up all night planning your world takeover?" His teasing was never mean-spirited. It was a playful way to start their conversations with warmth and energy. Over time, Rachel realized that Bill's teasing was his way of showing affection and building a deeper connection. On the other hand, Rachel noticed that her coworker, Tom, greeted her without humor, energy, or any real effort. His greetings were polite but dull, just a simple, "Hi, how are you?" before quickly moving on. There was no playful teasing, no emotional engagement, just a surface-level interaction. Rachel didn't need to wonder who truly enjoyed her presence. Bill's playful teasing made it obvious. What to watch for in playful greetings? Does he make light-hearted jokes when greeting you? Does he use teasing as a way to engage in conversation? Does his teasing feel warm and affectionate rather than mean or dismissive? Does he seem to enjoy your reactions and continue the conversation? A man who greets you with playful teasing is showing more than just humor. He's showing interest, emotional comfort, and a desire to build a deeper bond. Sign 6. Nervousness or fidgeting. While some men greet you with confidence and enthusiasm, others may display subtle nervousness, a sign that they feel something deeper but aren't entirely sure how to express it. A man who is emotionally invested in you, especially if he has romantic feelings, may unintentionally show signs of nervousness when greeting you. This can happen when he wants to make a good impression, when he's unsure of how you feel, or when he's experiencing emotions that make him feel vulnerable. Common signs of nervousness in a greeting: fidgeting. He may play with his hands, adjust his clothing, or touch his face when greeting you. Shifting weight from foot to foot. This can indicate excitement, nervous energy, or an internal struggle to stay composed. Laughing at the wrong moments. If he chuckles nervously, it's a sign that he's feeling a bit overwhelmed by your presence. Speaking faster or stumbling over words. A man who is nervous might talk a little too quickly or trip over his words as he greets you. Glancing away and then back again. Unlike someone who avoids eye contact due to disinterest, a nervous man might look away briefly but quickly return his gaze to you, as if he can't help but steal glances. Why nervousness can be a positive sign: it shows he cares about how he comes across. If he's trying to make a good impression, it means he values your opinion. It suggests romantic feelings. A man who is emotionally indifferent won't feel nervous around you. It reveals vulnerability. He's allowing himself to be emotionally exposed, which is often a good sign in relationships. Example: how nervous energy reveals emotion. Take Eleanor, a 60-year-old woman who had been spending time with a man named Jack. Jack was normally confident in conversations, but whenever he greeted Eleanor, he seemed a little different. He would run his hand through his hair, clear his throat, and sometimes fumble his words slightly. Eleanor also noticed that he would shift on his feet as if trying to contain his excitement. At first, Eleanor thought Jack was just a bit awkward, but then she realized his nervousness wasn't discomfort, it was emotional investment. He was excited to see her and wanted to make sure he said the right thing. Contrast this with another acquaintance, Paul, who always greeted her with perfectly measured words, steady posture, and no signs of nervousness at all. While Paul was friendly, there was no deeper emotional layer to his greeting. He was simply polite, but nothing more. Over time, Eleanor came to see Jack's nervous energy as a genuine, endearing sign of his feelings, and it deepened their connection. What to look for in a nervous greeting? Does he fidget, adjust his clothes, or touch his face when saying hello? Does he seem slightly flustered or overly conscious of his words? Does he glance away and then back again, as if unsure how to act? Does his nervousness feel natural rather than awkward or uncomfortable? A little nervousness in a greeting isn't a bad thing. It often means he cares more than he lets on. Pay attention to the small signs, because they might reveal the emotions he's too shy to say out loud. Extended conversations. A greeting is supposed to be a quick exchange, just a simple hello or good to see you. But what happens when a man turns a brief greeting into a longer conversation? That's a clear sign he wants to spend more time with you. A man who is emotionally invested in you won't just greet you and move on. Instead, he'll naturally extend the conversation, looking for ways to keep the interaction going. How extended conversations reveal his feelings: he asks follow-up questions instead of just saying, "How are you?" and moving on. He genuinely wants to know more. He finds reasons to stay in the conversation. Even small talk can stretch into something longer if he enjoys talking to you. He listens attentively instead of waiting for his turn to speak. He fully engages in what you're saying. He shifts the topic to something personal. If he's interested, he'll take the opportunity to get to know you better. The difference between casual and intentional conversations: a casual greeting, "Hey, how are you?" followed by a polite nod and moving on. An intentional greeting, "Hey, how have you been? What have you been up to lately?" followed by deeper engagement. Example: the power of a prolonged greeting. Take Karen, a 64-year-old woman who recently started attending a local community group. She noticed that whenever she arrived, David, a fellow group member, always took time to talk to her. He wouldn't just say, "Hi, Karen." Instead, he would follow up with, "How was your weekend? I remember you said you were going to visit your sister. How was that?" Even when the group meeting was about to start, David would linger, making sure to finish their conversation or find a way to continue it later. On the other hand, Karen also interacted with Mark, who was always friendly but kept his greetings brief. He would smile and say, "Hey, Karen, hope you're doing well," but wouldn't extend the conversation further. He wasn't rude, but he also wasn't making an effort to deepen their connection. Over time, Karen realized that David's prolonged conversations weren't just friendly. They were a sign that he valued their time together. Why extended conversations matter? They show genuine interest. A man who cares will take time to talk, not just exchange pleasantries. They create deeper emotional bonds. Conversations build intimacy over time. And engagement, the more he enjoys talking to you, the more he will find reasons to keep the conversation going. What to look for in his greeting? Does he ask meaningful questions instead of just saying hello? Does he seem reluctant to end the conversation? Does he bring up past conversations as a way to keep talking? Does he find reasons to stay near you and engage further? When a man consistently turns a greeting into a longer interaction, it's not just coincidence. It's a sign that he enjoys your company and values your presence. At first glance, a greeting may seem like a small routine part of life. But as we've explored, the way a man greets you can reveal far more than just politeness. It's a reflection of his true emotions. Whether it's the energy in his voice, the warmth in his smile, the way he looks at you, or the effort he puts into extending the conversation, every greeting holds subtle clues about how he feels. Let's take a moment to recap the 7 key signs to look for in a man's greeting. 1. Excited energy. If he greets you with enthusiasm, it shows he genuinely enjoys your presence. 2. Direct eye contact. Holding eye contact while greeting you is a strong indicator of emotional connection. 3. Genuine smile. A real smile that reaches his eyes means he is truly happy to see you. 4. Physical closeness. If he instinctively moves closer to you, he is comfortable and emotionally engaged. 5. Playful teasing. Lighthearted jokes or teasing in his greeting show warmth and affection. 6. Nervousness or fidgeting. A bit of nervous energy can be a sign that he cares about making a good impression. 7. Extended conversations. If he turns a simple hello into a meaningful conversation, it means he values your presence. Each of these signs on their own may not mean much, but when you start noticing a pattern in his behavior, the truth becomes clear. Why this matters in your life. Understanding these signs is not just about romance. It's about recognizing who genuinely values you in all areas of life. The way people greet us reveals how much effort and emotional investment they are willing to put into the relationship, whether it's romantic, friendship, or family. Have you ever greeted someone with warmth and enthusiasm only to receive a cold, disinterested response? It can be disappointing, right? That's because greetings are a reflection of emotional reciprocity. When someone truly values you, it shows even in the smallest interactions. By paying attention to how a man greets you, you can save yourself time and emotional energy by focusing on the relationships that bring genuine warmth and connection into your life. What should you do next? Now that you know how much a greeting can reveal, take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed any of these signs in the way someone greets you? Are there people in your life who always greet you with warmth and enthusiasm? Are there relationships where the greeting feels distant or forced? Start observing how people interact with you, not just in what they say, but in how they say it. You might be surprised by how much you learn about their feelings toward you. If this video helped you see greetings in a new light, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video if you found it insightful. Share it with someone who might find this helpful. Comment below and let us know, have you ever noticed someone's true feelings through the way they greeted you? Let's keep this conversation going and help each other recognize the subtle yet powerful signals in human connection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.